As far as the languages go, I'd say the hardest thing and the thing that most missionaries neglected was learning the conjugations. I knew missionaries that had huge vocabularies. They knew the word for having peanut butter stuck to the roof of your mouth. They actually had a word for that. But they couldn't conjugate properly, and it's incredibly confusing to the point where, you know, you'd be bearing your testimony or teaching about the first vision, and instead of saying that God the Father and Jesus Christ appeared to Joseph Smith, you'd say that Joseph Smith appeared to God the Father and Jesus Christ and told them, you know, and he was giving commandments and stuff. And, you know, if you're not careful, you can teach false doctrine. So, you know, the one thing that I found was the conjugations are the biggest roadblock and the most important thing in learning the language. You can get by in vocabulary, but if you don't know how to put the structure of the sentence together, because it doesn't flow like English, then you're going to sound very poor. So that was one thing about language, and that was the hardest thing going from language to language, was relearning the conjugation, the structure, because it would change from place to place. Vocabulary, that's not that hard to pick up. So learning the language was a matter of practice. In my first area, I was very hesitant to speak. They love to make fun of you. They're very blunt people. They'll tell you to your face that you're terrible, that you don't know what you're doing, that you're fat, that you're ugly. They will tell you whatever they feel or see. And they will laugh at you if you get it wrong. And it's a little daunting when you're a brand new missionary to have people making fun of you while you're trying to speak the language. So I was a little hesitant to venture out and say much until I had an investigator chastise me for my lack of willingness to try. And she darn near quoted Scripture in saying that I needed to open my mouth, and that if I did, the Lord would bless me with what to say. Here I was being schooled by an investigator, somebody I was supposed to be teaching. And it was true. Once I finally started to try, the gift came, you know, and it was definitely a gift. It was a gift of tongues. It was not my intellect. I was not able to do it because of myself. And there were a few times I started thinking that I was all that and really good at it. And, you know, people would tell me I sounded like a Filipino, and I was just absolutely amazing. And within minutes, I couldn't speak. I was stumbling over my words, and I'd lost it. And the Lord just showed me that it wasn't me, it was Him. And that was a gift, and it was a gift I could lose. And so, you know, the gift was given because I was willing to try and willing to, you know, stretch and try and learn